Stop me if this has happened to you before. You're playing a new RPG and you're bending down to grab the fabled Halabard of Ishka-Bibble with plus 10 damage against otherworldly monsters and plus 5 to chances to not stab your foot into the furniture anymore. But just as you're ready to stick it in your magic pants, you realize that you can't, can you? Your magic pants are full. Are they full with all the magic weapons you picked up? With the mountains of gold that you somehow found on a dead wolf? No, it's full of junk, and not the junk in the trunk kind of situation, which is I'm told, a good situation to be in. But in the sense that over the course of your adventure, you collected so much junk that's cluttering your inventory that you kind of don't know what to do with it anymore, do you? You just pick it up because you can, and you carry it around because, well, you never know when you're gonna need it, do you? When one of those little items that you picked up may be useful, pivotal, crucial to a quest. You may need a handkerchief to open a portal in Sigil. You may need a spike to, I don't know, do something somewhere else. You may need, but you never will you? Because all the stuff you picked up isn't just junk because you currently can't figure out a use for it. It was designed to be junk and never have a use. Back in the olden golden days, when space was limited on a disk, a floppy, on a screen, you didn't really have a lot of extraneous items that didn't do anything that would just fill up space in your inventory. They'd all have a purpose, even if it was just for comedic effect. They'd have a use. They'd have a point to them at least. And in a certain way, they made the world feel more realistic. It's nice to know that you can pick up things that are in the game world. You can pick up, I don't know, a hammer in Ultima, and it's not used as a weapon. It's used as an implement to create something else, to actually hammer something. You can pick up a load of flowers and stones and all types of ingredients in Might and Magic, and you use those to make potions. But those aren't junk items, are they? They're not the items you find now in dedicated junk categories where you know no item will exist that actually has a use. But that category exists because games before those had extra things in the world to pick up. Had darts that you could throw at dartboards in Ultima 8 because it was fun and you could just chuck them at the guards to get them angry. But as time went on and RPGs began getting more complex, more complicated, bigger, well, mainly just bigger, they needed stuff to fill that world with. Stuff that won't really matter in the long run. Junk. Endless trash, as a wise man once said. Which is why now in RPGs you have a category of items that is simply called junk. And while you can sell those items for money, or in some cases break them down to create raw resources for a crafting system that kinda makes you feel that it's not really worth it. I mean, I as the hero, do I really have to pick up so many twigs and petals to make something? Can I just buy those already and be done with it, or give that task to somebody that's not the hero of the story? Now when it's something like dragon scales, yeah, I'm all up for getting that as the hero of the story, as someone that's doing something interesting. But scouring the garbage to find a pickaxe head, a platter, a razor, a rope ladder, a rusty bread knife, a smoking pipe, some tableware, a vial, an empty useless vial, rotting flesh, a ladle, an inkwell, some flowers, the ornamental kind, not even the kind used in alchemy, a broken rake, a broken oar, a blunt pickaxe, an axe head. Yeah, they can be used for crafting, sure. But what if I don't like your crafting system because it's kinda crap, because it's needless, busy work, pointless? And yes, I'm referring to The Witcher 3, which, to its credit, at least lets you create those really awesome Witcher school armored and weapon sets. The other ones were kind of pointless because you'd be changing weapons every 5 minutes. But hey, at least the garbage items could have been used with crafting. So yay, they're still trash. The game encourages you to carry around endless amounts of trash by putting it everywhere instead of, actually having good items or ones that you could use. What if Geralt wanted to play a flute? Can you play the flute that you pick up? No. What if I wanted to fix the rake? I can't do that. I can't go raking. But hey, at least they had the crafting. I hate junk items, if it hasn't been apparent already. I truly believe that they are a complete waste of time for everyone, for the people that design them, for the people that make them, for the people that place them in the levels, for the players that collect them, for the players that then have to empty them from their inventory because they can't pick up actually useful stuff because they've picked up 50 broken rakes. And I'm ragging a bit on The Witcher 3 because it has a dedicated junk category of items. It acknowledges them as being junk, as being pointless, and yet they're still there. But for me, this hatred began with, honestly, I think with Morrowind. There's a quest in Morrowind. It's one of the first quests you get from the Mages Guild. You are tasked with going to the market and getting somebody a bowl. That quest stumped me. Now keep in mind, at that point I had not yet played Gothic. I had not really played many immersive RPGs. I was barely getting into Ultima 4. Had played Ultima 1, but had no clue what to do in it. Kept dying of starvation for some reason. But that bowl just stuck with me. Why is it there? Can anybody use the bowl in this world? Can I use the bowl? Can I put something in the bowl? Does this bowl actually have a use outside this specific quest? Do bowls on this entire world, in this entire game, exist solely because one was needed for this quest? Because if not, why are they there? It makes the world seem like it's a thing, like it's more real, if you will. But why can't I pick it up? Why would I want you to let me pick it up if I have no use for it? Oh, sure, I can sell it. I can sell bowls. You know what else would make kind of for better profit margins? Being able to steal a bookshelf, being able to steal a chair and sell that. Why bowls and why not a chair? Because a bowl is easier to put in a game and have it be picked up and not mess with the geometry of the level that much. But I want to steal a table. I want to pawn a table. I want to get a table, stuff it into my magic ever-encompassing pants, crawl out of a room with it through a window, even though it wouldn't have never fit, and then pawn it off somewhere. It makes kind of the same sense as selling 50 broken rakes to somebody and expecting them to buy them. One game where junk makes kind of sense is Fallout. There's junk everywhere. The entire world is trash. And the junk, in a certain way, does have a use. You've got the launcher, the chucker, what's it called? The thing where you can stuff stuff in and it'll just throw it. You can use junk as ammunition. There it makes sense. There is a reason for it to exist and a reason for you to pick it up. But in most RPGs, there isn't. You can absolutely have a crafting system without junk items. You can have an economy without junk items. With junk items, you're just wasting space and everybody's time. Everybody's time. The people who make them and the people who play the games. Unless it's meant to be satire, to be a parody, like Dead Spank, where you just have completely, totally worthless items that you can grind into gold. Or in the Doom 2 RPG, where you find the dumbest things possible on enemies. Or like in Nolf 2, where it's said that you find something on an enemy, something usually stupid, but you never actually pick it up. Unless it's that, junk items should really be a thing that stops being a thing in RPGs. Please, inventories are already horrible enough without adding categories for junk items. And the stuff you pick up in games is becoming stupefyingly boring. One example I was recently reminded of is the last Thief game where you steal pens, you know, the writing kind. Because people buy those and you're a master thief that steals pens, like Dave that steals office supplies when nobody's looking. He's got 3 staplers now. He's a super master thief, but I've got all the staples. I am the Lord of Thieves, aren't I? I hate junk items. I'm curious if anybody else has this stronger reaction to junk items whenever they see them. They genuinely upset me. There are a couple of, again, few exceptions, like the original sin, where you could randomly put things together and turn a bucket into a helmet, or strap nails onto your shoes so you won't slip. See, that's a crafting system where the actual item matters, not its base component. That's where junk, if you actually know what to do with it, matters. Because it's not junk anymore, it's stuff that can be useful. Useful as it is, not useful as something else that can be obtained from probably better locations or just bought from a store. If you do share my hate, please vent it in the comments. Let it flow through your fingers into the keyboard and onto the internet. Let the world know that you are sick and tired of junk items. Nobody's gonna listen, probably. They never listen to us. Why would they? We're nobody. But at least we'll be nobody together, united with a common passion and hate for something so trivial, so meaningless that it lacks a point to exist. Goodbye.